Alrighty guys, we're back for some Ascendancy Jank, and this is a Streets of New Capenna standard build. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some normal play mode, because this is meant to be a janky, fun list. And it's not meant to be good, but that being said, there's a lot of inner workings of like a Rakdos Treasure build, which could very well be pretty good if you actually like take the Riveteers Ascendancy out of the deck and and lean it more into like that Rakdos like control-y treasure style build. But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to have some fun with Ascendancy today. So hey, for anyone who does not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well. So I hope that sounds fun to you. So what do we got in the build here? We have 4 Shamble Buddies, 4 Goldhounds, 4 Deadly Disputes, 4 Vengeful Stranglers, which I'll go over here in a second. We have 4 Kalains. Even though it's legendary, I found that this ramp off of Kalain is just way too valuable in this deck. We have 3 Skullport Merchants, so a lot of ways to fix our mana and ramp in this front end of the deck, right? We have 3 Riveteers Ascendancy. Now this is the card the deck is technically based around, but we only want 3 of them here because I think 4 is just too many for this card. So it is a 3-drop enchantment with Jund colors up there. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, you may return target creature card with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Do this only once each turn. That also includes on the opponent's turn too, which could come in handy, honestly. So it's okay. It's like an okay enchantment, but it was pretty fun to build around. I actually went through a bunch of different versions of this build. One of them was a lot closer to like what you would see in mono black. Another one was a lot closer to just like a mono red style thing with Jaxis and everything. I decided on this build with like the front end treasures and everything because I think it's going to be the best way to build Ascendancy while still having fun, right? So hopefully it works out. We have a couple Henrika Domnathis, and this card is freaking sweet in here, guys. We have 4 Immersturm Predators because being able to sacrifice whatever the heck we want with this is going to be very valuable, and it's just a pretty great creature. And we have 4 Goldspans on the top end as well. The mana base is Rakdos with a little bit of green sprinkled in here, which honestly we might not even need with all this treasure, but we'll see, right? Because it is pretty much Rakdos with a splash of green for Riveteers Ascendancy. So I do got some honorable mentions over here, and they're all going to kind of follow the same trend. Bloodchief's Thirst, Tenacious Underdog, a Dragon's Fire, Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, Jaxis, Meathook Massacre could all be pretty fantastic in this deck. But cards like Meathook, Fable, Bloodchief's Thirst, and Dragon's Fire just aren't creatures, and so they don't really work beautifully with Riveteers Ascendancy. So every one of those cards that you add to this build, you're taking creatures out, making it so that way Ascendancy is just a little bit weaker and a little bit jankier. And it's already pretty far leaning into the jank, so yeah, I opted for more creatures, which is what Vengeful Strangler's doing in here. This is like our creature removal, I guess. It's a pretty interesting card, actually. So if you haven't seen it before, it's a 2-drop 2/1. Vengeful Strangler can't block. Man, this would be so good if it could block, though. We'd actually probably see it played somewhere. Anyways, when it dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under your control, attached to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. And then the transform over here is an enchantment aura, which I freaking love the artwork for this entire card. It's freaking sweet. Anyways, so enchant creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. At the beginning of your upkeep, enchanted permanent's controller sacrifices a non-land permanent. Then that player loses 1 life. So I guess ideally they're going to be sacrificing whatever you attach this to, but sometimes maybe they'll want to keep this, whatever creature this is attached to, out there, or planeswalker, and maybe this just slowly has them sacrificing other stuff. So it's, yeah, it's just like, it's removal. But it's pretty cool to be able to, like, let's say they sacrifice the creature this is attached to, it goes to the grave. Eventually you can bring it back with Riveteers Ascendancy, hopefully, which could be pretty sweet, right? So, anything else to go over in the build? Yeah, the Tenacious Underdog and Jaxus, I literally just couldn't find room for. Jaxus could be pretty darn good. Being able to copy things like Goldspan is pretty darn spicy, but I couldn't find room for it. And then kind of the same thing with Tenacious Underdog. It could be really freaking good in here. Because especially if you don't see Riveteers Ascendancy, at least this can bring itself back with the blitz cost and everything, and it probably could win you quite a few games if you just have a couple of these in here. But I just, no room. I still wanted it to be a janky build too, and adding Tenacious Underdog, I mean, it might get too powerful. You never know. But yeah. Is there anything else to go over the deck? It's a pretty simple one. We're trying to get creatures, get value out of our creatures, and then bring them back with Riveteers Ascendancy and get more value with them with like Immersturm Predator and stuff like that. Yeah, this was, I guess I went over it well enough. Let's just go play some normal play mode and see how it goes, right? All right, let's see what the opponent brings to the table here in normal play mode. I've been playing ranked recently, and it's been rough over there. Now, that being said, I don't mind the metagame. I've just been getting destroyed. Okay, it's not a bad hand. Yeah, this is fine. Absolutely fine. So we'll play this out on black. Get the Shamble Buddy down. Have this for green if need be. Yeah, this whole thing with it's almost just a Rakdos Treasure build. Like, it's probably going to be pretty decent, I'd say, but still janky. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm gonna pass. We're gonna keep the Deadly Dispute open. We probably could have swung there, but they probably would have just traded both of these to it, and I think I want the treasure off the Shamble Buddy. Okay, Welcoming Vampire. Okay. So, we'll go ahead and do this. A little bit of ramp is probably the best case scenario for us right now. Can actually go right into Goldspan next turn, which is actually insane. Ooh, Riveteers. Okay. Riveteers Ascendancy is in the hand. Now the question is, do we want to go Goldspan? Or do we want to get a couple things down? I think it's... Oh, we can't get a couple things down. Everything's too expensive. Alright, Goldspan it is. Let's do it. Ramp right into our Goldspan, buddy. At least we get a treasure back. I'm assuming the Goldspan won't survive. But we'll see. We'll see, right? It looks like some kind of Selesnya control. Mid-range probably, actually. Oh, Hollowed Haunting. Full swing, 4 damage to our phase. Okay. Okay. Shamble Buddy's pretty good. I'm okay with Riveteers Ascendancy this turn too. Because we get a swing with Goldspan and then we can still drop an Immersturm Predator. Or we could save it. Yeah, let's get the Ascendancy down. Let's do that. There's a lot of options here. How about it? A lot of options. So I'm gonna go into the Merchant, so then we swing, and then we can get the Predator down too. Goldspan's insane, guys. Goldspan carries these treasure builds, holy cow. And now, if we wanted to, we could sacrifice Skullport Merchant to bring back the Shamble Buddy. And then on their turn, we could sacrifice Goldspan to bring back the Skullport Merchant, but we're not going to do that. We're going to wait to see what they got for us here. Look at that, Riveteers Ascendancy. This was a great first match already, guys, because we got to do things. We got to see the card that the deck is based around. Aw, borrowed time. That's not fun. Aw, opponent. They definitely take Immersturm Predator here. Well, they might hit Goldspan, but I really doubt it. Yeah, it's gonna be the Predator. I don't think we want to do the Ascendancy. We're just gonna let them grab this. It's not that bad for us. It's not that bad. This could be getting pretty bad though soon enough. I like the Welcoming Vampire with the Hollowed Haunting. That's pretty cool, actually. Another Goldspan. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I guess I'll play this out on green because we can safely do that. Yeah, second Goldspan is just disgusting. Couple treasures, get the other Predator down. Insane, guys. Insane draws, actually. Just, yeah, great first match. I'm pleased. I'm very pleased so far. I like the opponent's deck, too, because it's different. It's, like, definitely off meta, which is sweet. Okay, yeah, they can play an enchantment here, gain some more life. The Hollowed Haunting spirits buff each other. I think, nope, they already drew a card off the vampire. I like how they do that. They gray that out when it's already done. Has that always been a thing, or is that recent? No idea. Yeah, when the ability's been used for the turn. Another vampire. Okay, they got to get some blockers in the air. Well, how do we want to do this, huh? Yeah, we haven't used Ascendancy yet, but, like, we don't really have great cards in the grave to use Ascendancy off of. Like, yeah, I could do this with Skullport, and yeah, I will do that just for the sake. It's kind of funny. Just for the sake of using Riveteers Ascendancy this game. Take action. Plus, we might draw something that's worth our while. That would use, like, Shamble Buddy there. Okay, so, not a lot of great stuff here. We're gonna get a bunch of treasures. It's definitely a full swing, right? Oh, GG opponent. I'm sorry, buddy. I took too long. Yeah, it was definitely a full swing. They were forced to block the Immersturm Predator because it was gonna go up to a 5/5, and they're only at 5, right? They'd probably block a Goldspan, and then they'd be taking 4. We'd get 2 more treasures, but we only had a Shamble Buddy. They didn't really know what we had in our hand. And so, I guess something else that we could do, too, especially, like, on their turn, if they were going to try to remove a Goldspan or something, yeah, sacrificing the Goldspan to the Immersturm Predator to bring Skullport Merchant back, and then we get that ETB treasure, right? That could have been sick. So, yeah, cool, nice. Good first game. Alrighty, we're into the next match, and I had to go ahead and edit this video together. So there are going to be a couple games missing there. It was a loss and a victory. Just want to give you guys that heads up. Either way, we're back in recording once again. This is a good hand. Yeah, so 66% win rate so far with the deck, which is way better than I would have anticipated initially. Deadly Dispute is tempting, but I'm going to go right into the Vengeful Strangler. Immersturm Skullcairn, that's a pretty sweet card. Oh, Smoldering Egg. Oh, that could be very bad. Deadly Dispute, Goldhound. Let's swing first. I'm okay with Deadly Dispute on the Vengeful Strangler. Get rid of that Smoldering Egg before it's too late, right? They'll still have it for a turn, but get Goldhound down, and let's go ahead and let them... Let's wait. Let's wait on the Dispute, right? You never know. Okay. So, Rakdos Burn, potentially, right? Magic Missiles? Holy cow, now that is a way to take out everything. Well, we'll go Deadly Dispute on... Guess it doesn't matter at this point. Shamble Buddy, get a treasure. Yeah, that's a way to do it, right? However, Vengeful Strangler comes back and kills the Smoldering Egg, so I guess it was a risk that the opponent was willing to take. So that's pretty sweet. We got the green source now for the Ascendancy. And we could just go Ascendancy Goldhound, or Immersturm Goldhound is probably just better, and then Ascendancy next turn, right? So Immersturm Goldhound. And since they're tapped out, we did it that way. Could have been Goldhound Immersturm if they weren't tapped out, because if they had like spot removal or something, you'd want to be able to protect the Immersturm right away. Oh no, get out of here! No, not the Graveyard Trespasser! No, my Vengeful Strangler! You monster! Alright, well, the Graveyard Trespasser is probably going to gobble up everything that the Ascendancy could possibly do. I like the Skullport Merchant here into the Ascendancy. Just being able to do two things is probably good enough. I'll keep this open though, because, well, now I'll play this because what ends up happening is this has Menace, by the way, so we are going to swing. And we'll take their Magic Missiles. In a deck like that, you gotta imagine they're running like Invoke, right? Okay, now on our turn, we can get rid of Merchant to bring back like a Shamble Buddy, or on their turn as well, because, yeah. Either is an option, but I'd rather get the second Ascendancy down so we get two creatures back when we, what's this? Discards two cards. Wow, my second Ascendancy. What will I ever do without it? Hungry for more. Whoa, okay, this is a sick deck. What is happening over here in normal play mode? Tempting me to stay over here. Goldspan. It's a weird one to hit with it, right? They must think we have 6 drops too, though. Probably what's going on there. So we can block here, and we're gonna, yeah, are we gonna, yeah. We're going to. They don't gain life, and we get the Vengeful Strangler back because they decided to have us mill. And then Vengeful Strangler. Okay. And then Vengeful Strangler can be sacrificed next turn. And maybe we target, yeah, we don't need this land. We target the Graveyard Trespasser, right? So whenever a permanent with ward becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays the ward cost. So we have to discard the card to pay that. So we swing in first, right? Pretty good swing. Take that flashback, get that out of there, right? Do we wait till their turn? No, because it'll turn to nighttime. Oh, it's going to turn to nighttime either way. Because this is, it transforms, or, I'm sorry, they sacrifice it at the beginning of our upkeep. So either way, I guess we wait. I think. Yeah. I think we wait. Because they might play something else that we want to put the Vengeful Strangler on. Another Trespasser. Oh, no. Well, let's see what they end up targeting in our grave with this, and then we'll grab whatever they end up targeting. Probably the Merchant, though. That's what I would grab. The swing. Okay. Oh, it's two. It's 2 cards. I think I wanted the Shamble Buddy anyways over the Goldhound. Yeah. So we let them take these. That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough, guys. The Graveyard Trespasser is no joke. Another Hungry for More. What a swing from the opponent. They almost have us here. Oh, they do. Okay, we have to do this now? Oh no, they can hit the Strangler though. I think they just won. Wait, let's see. Let's see. No, I think because we can do this at instant speed, we still get this, I think. This is rough, man. It's a sick match. I love the opponent's deck. Oh, they can target their own Smoldering Egg. Yep, that'll do it, I think. So Ascendancy, so we can attach it to the Trespasser, which I'll attach it to this one. Yes, and we're gonna pay that ward cost. Resolve, my bad. I think they just got the 8 damage though because of their Smoldering Egg over there. So we take action. Down to 7. Good game, opponent. That was sick. Holy cow. They really had it there though, didn't they? They really had what they needed there. Shows the power of Graveyard Trespasser, right? Like, just really underplayed card. I mean, I have been seeing it more often recently though, so that's something to note. So maybe we'll see just more and more of it as time goes on. Yeah, that was I really liked the opponent's build there. 50% win rate with the deck so far. Remember those, there were 2 matches there that I wasn't able to get on recording, unfortunately. And I really don't enjoy editing videos together. I like the videos where I just run straight through. It's almost like, I don't want to compare it to like a live stream, but you guys know what I mean? Instead of editing out the centers and everything. I did, for a little while there, edit... This is a weird hand. I'm going to keep it to see. For a little while there, I did edit out, like, the in-between matches and stuff, and then sometimes I'd edit out matches that I didn't think showcased the deck well. And overall, I didn't... First of all, it's a lot more extra work, but I also just didn't enjoy that style as much. And I don't think you guys enjoyed that style as much either. I think it was when I switched back to just rambling straight on through to the next match. All 4 Goldhound. Oh my, I mean, we might as well play a couple now, right? That's hilarious. Swing in. Menace, right? Goldhound! Goldhound! It's probably not worth it. We probably should have just played Haunted Ridge, but you never know. We might need all this ramp. So, yeah, so the opponent's playing a very tricky deck to run against, and so this probably isn't going to be an easy one. This is probably going to be a super uphill battle. However, if we draw a Goldspan next turn, we will have enough to go right into Goldspan and the Henrika Domnathi, right? Because of the swing off the Goldspan and Goldhound taps for 2/2. Okay, that is fine. Get our black source down. We probably swing. No, we don't swing because we're gonna start with the Deadly Dispute and see what we draw because all of these ramp, so... We do want that ramp. Oh, Vengeful Strangler. Now that is a card that gets through all of this nonsense. Unfortunately, there's no way to sacrifice it this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably still just Henrika and sacrifice itself, right? Oh, that hurts. Hurts my feelings, but yeah, it's not like we can play another one of these, so let's do it. Let's do it, guys. This is so freaking bizarre. Like the roundabout way we have to go through just to kill this Ledger Shredder right now. Goodbye, Henrika. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't worry, guys. We only lost all of our Goldhounds. Well, not all of them, but... a Vengeful Strangler and Goldhound hit next turn. Hopefully, we don't draw a land here. Hopefully. Okay, Immersturm's pretty darn good. Okay. This is probably protection. or their conduit, and the conduit gives them all of these back, right, every time they discard something. So whenever you discard, okay, yeah, when it dies, so that's pretty valuable for them, honestly. And I don't want to lose the Immersturm, but I don't think I'm going to lose it. Let's get this down on black. Oh, this is a tough decision. I'm trying to think of like next turn too, and I think it might just be better to get the Strangler down now and the Goldhound. Yeah, so you guys see it's sticking on this, so it's probably like a slip out the back for some protection for their creature, right? That's what I would think. Oh, they're gonna buff it, really? Okay, yeah. We probably chump it with the, maybe not, maybe not. They wanted to give it vigilance, I suppose. Yeah, let's take the 5 this time round, see what they have in hand. Oh, it's gotta be protection for that, though. So how do we successfully get that going? I don't want to get countered here. We're gonna play this. I don't want to get like a Jwari Disruption. I don't know if these decks play Jwari, but you never know. So I'd rather do that. And then we could probably cycle this when it comes time. As much as I would like to do this now, Vengeful Spirit, and target the Clever Conductor, I think we want to wait for their turn, so that way we have a successful block here too. Like, we don't want to just tap this down. Yeah, they get an extra card, but this can't block either, so. And I'm not going to block with the Goldhound, so yeah. We're going to get that ping 1 more damage through real quick. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be like a slip out the back. Or March, right? March of the Swirling Mist is a card that exists as well. So Fading Hope. Oh, that sets us back. That does set us back, doesn't it? We can still attempt it. We could. I'm gonna say no. I don't think that's worth it. When you're going up against these decks, they more often than not have that protection in their hand already. Yeah, there's the Virtuoso. Oh no. Yeah, Homestead Courage on the Virtuoso. Discard more cards for the Clever Conductor, which we really have to kill. Oh boy. Down to 6. Yep, see, 1 open, and it's gotta be like a slip out the back. It's just gotta be. Alright. Try the Immersturm, and if they just have another Fading Hope, then it's probably... I'm gonna get this down, actually. We've been needing a lot of extra mana. Well, we'll see. No attacks this time round. Not with that Virtuoso out there. What you got for me, opponent? Is it another Fading Hope? It is not. That is good. Yeah, another Fading Hope onto the Immersturm Predator would have been very bad. I like having Deadly Dispute open here too, but it's most likely just going to be... Yeah, it's most likely just going to be Immersturm Predator block. And then try to survive, right? Oh my goodness, that is a March of the Swirling Mist, and we don't know what this last card in hand is, but you know what? If it is... So, okay. Is there a way past this? No. But we might as well do this to try, right? We might as well. Sacrifice Vengeful Strangler. Right, because they're about to phase out this and swing in for a ton. So I guess we'll hit Virtuoso. It doesn't really matter here, honestly. It really doesn't. It was protection. Wow. GG opponent. That is, yeah, good game. Good game. Very tough. Very tough. I mean, this deck could run against the meta though. Probably pretty successfully, honestly. Very scary. These Virtuoso builds are everywhere right now, and so it's going to start to become a thing where you're going to have to start to add cards to the deck that tries to deal with those, right? Like, our sacrifice with Henrika was actually not that bad there. It would have been much, much better if we had an extra creature on the board to sacrifice instead of the Henrika, because that life gain in the air off of the Henrika Infernal Seer, right? Probably just would have been way, way better in that match. But regardless, yeah. Yeah, those Virtuoso builds are tough, man. Very tough. I don't even know the best way to play against them, honestly. What do you guys think? Get the Goldhound down. We have the Vengeful Strangler. Still a neat card, guys. Very janky. Still a very neat card, and I still think it's pretty neat to have it in here with the Ascendancy as well. Even though we didn't really get to see that come into play, I still think it's still pretty neat. Yeah, as far as the final thoughts for this, it's going to be pretty simple. Like, yep, it's still janky, but it was fun. A good time. Can ramp next turn into the Henrika Domnathi. Am I even pronouncing this right, guys? I hope so. Been saying the name all day. It's always the legendary creatures that get me. Always the legendary creatures. Okay, nice. Okay, so yeah, if this is a Fading Hope, it is what it is. At least we have 4 mana for next time too. Deadly Dispute's pretty cool, but I think we're just gonna play this out on black. Start with the swing with the Strangler and see if they Fading Hope that. They sure don't. Let's get the Henrika down and start doing those abilities next turn. So that's one of those ones where maybe you want to do that before combat. In this scenario, with that open blue source over there, I did not want to do it before combat. Yeah, because, okay, Cathartic Fire hits it. Well, I mean, that's that, I guess. Kalain's really good here. I guess we'll get this down on green, so that way we have it, even though we have tons of treasure. So I guess going red's better. Just in case. We still have Deadly Dispute open as well. So, yeah, nothing's sticking. We did kind of get punished for playing the Henrika after, but I wasn't going to transform it right away anyways. But yeah, the 3/4 technically would have been out of range from the Cathartic Pyre, but we didn't really know what the opponent was running just yet, so. Right, so Deadly Dispute, unfortunately there's no targets for the Strangling Grasp to hit, so we're just going to hold Deadly Dispute back and probably just go into Goldspan next turn. Oh, double Goldspans, now that is worthwhile. We'll see if it hits the board. A Make Disappear is what I'm sensing. I haven't seen too many Jwari Disruptions recently. I always play against it, but really? Really? Nothing? I am actually shocked by that. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get... wow, apparently words are difficult. Let's see if we can get one more match in, guys. As of right now, I actually don't know how long the video actually is because of how I had to separate this into 2 different recordings, unfortunately. But I have a feeling we're getting pretty close to around the 40-minute mark, and I guess we'll see, right? See what it ends up being after everything. Okay, not a bad hand. I like it. Let's go. We got turn 1 Goldhound. Okay, yep, still a turn 1 Goldhound if I've ever seen one, and then a turn 2 Kalain. The ramp's pretty spicy here. We got some ninjas. Let's go, opponent. So, is it ramp or is it a Vengeful Strangler now that we know? Yeah, let's go ramp. Because I'd rather use the treasure and get an extra counter on the Henrika Domnathi here. Could also go Vengeful Strangler, but nah. We'll swing. I don't plan on blocking on the ground because they obviously can fly in here. Oh, no ninjutsu that turn. We got a little bit lucky there, didn't we? So, Vengeful Strangler and then sacrifice into Deadly Dispute is pretty good over the Domnathi maybe, but Domnathi also blocks in the air, so yeah, I don't want to sacrifice the Goldhound though. I'm sorry, opponent, I have to like manually tap this, I suppose. Want to keep my creature for now. Jwari? Don't be Jwari. Disdainful Stroke. Whoa, I haven't seen that card in forever. Okay, well, we still have another one in hand, luckily. Dang. Yeah, I still don't plan on blocking on the ground, so we're gonna swing. That's rough, actually. That's pretty rough. My bet is they're playing that for, like, Titan of Industry and everything. But I don't know. There's actually a lot of great cards that Disdainful Stroke hits, so it makes sense to me. Definitely makes sense. Draw a card, phase out, and Haunted Ridge. Well, can attempt the other Henrika here, I suppose. We also have Vengeful Strangler and Deadly Dispute if we wanted to try to hit the Thousand Face Shadow, but do not sacrifice Goldhound. Stop it. It wants us to because it wants that extra counter, but I want Goldhound to be the target for our each player sacrifices the creature. And so Goldhound. Okay. Swing on in. Down to 16. Yeah, opponent's playing a scary deck. We'll see. We'll see. This was a fun time though, guys. We got a nice little janky build that isn't too janky. It can still win, but it's still like it's still janky. So like yeah, this is a fun one. One thing I wish is maybe I should have played 4 Riveteers Ascendancy just so we saw it more, but that's the thing. I don't think the 4 are worth it. It's technically not even worth seeing the card. But it does a lot of fun things here, so like I guess I should have played 4 just so we saw it more. We'll get this down on green. I think that's pretty safe. And do we transform so that way we have a bigger hit against the Kaito and try to kill it? Probably not. I'll probably draw off of that. So let's draw and see what we get here. Transforming it could be really good too, though. Okay, I'm gonna transform it. We hit Kaito harder, and that's probably just better. Right? I think so. And we gain life from this too. We're not going to use the ability because I want to do other stuff here. Skullport. And no, I'm going to save that treasure game. It's funny. Vengeful Strangler. Okay, sweet. We have a good board, but we don't really know what's in the opponent's hand here at all, so that this could go south. No, it does not go south very fast. This is a victory. Let's go, guys. I'm telling you right now, Henrika's way better than anyone gives her credit for, right? But I do know some of you guys really like this card too, so yeah, some of you have pointed this card out to me in the past, and you guys are right. It's a sweet card. So 57% total win rate over here in normal play mode. The deck is pretty darn janky, but it's pretty fun. There's like Rakdos Treasures is already a really fun one to play because of all the sweet like ramp you can get off of it. And like yeah, like I guess technically you can have what, a turn 3 Goldspan in this deck, I think. I don't know. I don't feel like thinking about it right now. If I'm being 100% with you, it's been a pretty long day, but this was a great one to wrap up my Magic Day with, right? Like, this is like a good one to end on because it just brings a little smile to your face. So on the final thoughts, it's going to be like, it's super simple. If you want the deck to actually be good, you're going to drop the Riveteers Ascendancy, which also means you probably drop the Vengeful Strangler and just add like actual removal. Because the whole reason Vengeful Strangler's here is because we have a potential of bringing it back with Ascendancy to use it as removal again, right? So like this whole base on this side is pretty darn spicy already. So dropping these 7 cards and just going up removal is just enough to do it. Like a couple meat hooks, and the I don't know, like Dragon's Fire could be pretty good too. Like I gave you guys the honorable mentions earlier, and all those honorable mentions would be pretty decent here. But since it is a Riveteers Ascendancy deck and we were leaning towards jank, I wouldn't change anything. If you're going for the janky goodness, I wouldn't change a darn thing because this was still pretty fun, wasn't it? I think Deadly Dispute's pretty important, but going down to 3 is possible, and then it could be as simple as just, I don't know, going up another 2-drop creature could be pretty good, so maybe dropping 2 of these. I do like the 3 Skullport Merchants because it's worth sacrificing to get back some of your 2-drops, but then also, like sacrificing Henrika to herself or to an Immersturm Predator and bringing Skullport back to get an extra treasure is pretty spicy too. And then Goldspan, if you could run 8 or 9 Goldspans, then do that, but it's unfortunately not possible. But yeah, either way, this was a lot of fun, guys. I hope you guys had just as much fun as I did, and if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you. Hi. How are you guys doing? All right. I'll see you in the next video.